Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for coming by the channel once again to see some more Captain Tsubasa Dream Team here with the homie Nako, bring you in this video a little bit more of the beginner's guide and stuff like that, because I keep remembering stuff, you know, that I left out. Even though I had the outline and everything, blah blah blah, like I didn't cover the leagues. I ran out of time yesterday to record some gameplay, and I want to record that right now. So let's cover the leagues. Let's cover the leagues. 50 dream balls in 21 days. 21 days. Let's go. 51 dream balls in 50 in 21 days. Okay, so for this video, I'm gonna use my main account so that you could kind of get an idea as to why I'm asking you guys that if you're gonna be pulling, or if you're gonna be tempted to pull, you're just starting off the game. No, don't pull yet. And then the other thing, some people that are returners and they're talking about, hey, my team is outdated, I'm only like at 1.5 million or something like that, and most teams are a lot higher than that. Right here, I'm still working my way up through online because I just recently started picking it up again. Made it back into gold something. I need to get myself back into platinum, and then from platinum try and get myself back into, oh no, I made it to platinum. That's right, but still only platinum 1. I need to make it all the way back to superstar, or at least to platinum 4, you know, platinum 4, whatever. Okay, so when you're here, league mode unlocks at like level 3, level 5, something like that. The reason why you're going to want to play them is because you're granted rewards all the time. So you're going to start off at the very lowest, and you see when you rank up, you start getting some nice rewards. A lot of the alts that I'm farming right now for the purpose of, you know, having them ready for like a giveaway or whatever, most of them I've managed to make it up to like A League. So, you know, that's not too bad. Got some good rewards along the way. That's 60 dream balls, and every time that you finish off the week for the leagues, you get an additional set of rewards. So, and as a new person, as a new player, you'll be getting rewards in the way of missions. There's gonna be free missions where you get rewarded for amount of games played. You're gonna be rewarded for amount of matches won, and so, you know, you just want to play them. And even though right now, sometimes, you know, try and win some of them in terms of I'm gonna show you right now how the opponents work and all that stuff. So you could start selecting opponents where you might be able to get a win and then advance to the other one, to the next league. And if you don't worry about it. All that really matters is that you play your league tickets. Even if you prefer to match up with the team that is heavily underpowered, just for the sake of getting the win, for the sake of the missions, then go ahead and do that. Even if your advancement in the ranks of the leagues is a little bit slower, no matter. Those are just nice bonus rewards at the end of the week for ending up in a certain rank, so that you could get additional dream balls that, you know, could be the difference between one final multi that got you that player or not. So the final dream balls that you needed to complete that 5-step up or whatever, you know. So okay, you're gonna see all of this. There's all kinds of stuff that you could tap on here, but honestly, I never do. I don't check these numbers. I don't check the statistics. I don't check to see where I go. As you see, I'm always going between A and S, because I don't take it too seriously. I just play it for the sake of getting the rewards at the end of the week, whether it's S League, whether it's A League. Before, I was kind of trying hard for a little bit to stay in SS League, and I was managing it for a little bit. But then, you know, the team started getting too powerful. My team doesn't get enough. And so, as you can see, I've made it. So I claimed my 50 dream balls already, you know. Nowadays, that I feel like that's a lot harder to achieve. So I got lucky, you could say, that I got it when I did. You know, but I'm not gonna be stressing over one additional dream ball, so I'm okay with getting the 4 and 3 dream balls a week as opposed to the 5 and 4. Granted, you know, it's a difference of like, you know, 4 dream balls or something like that, but, you know, I'm trying to play the game and have fun. I'm not gonna stress over how much more I need to do right here to the advance to the SS League. Nah. If I stay in the S League, cool. And if I don't, at least I still get 3 Dream Balls out of it. Then the A League will be so easy that I'll be back in the S League. Then I'll get another 4 at the end of the week, and so on and so forth. So hey, take it easy, man. Take it easy. You don't gotta stress out over it, okay? We could try hard in some things, but this is not one of those where you absolutely need to. Alright? Unless that's your thing. That's your thing by all means. But just be mindful that of course it's gonna take you a while. You'll only be able to attempt that once you make it into, like, you know, towards the end, I guess, end game. There's a never ending end game. So I'm not gonna like hyper analyze some of these teams or whatever, but as you can see, you're always gonna be given the choice of 5 different opponents. This is my total power. These are the total powers of the opponents, of course. The object of the game, or the point of this, of the leagues, is that you're supposed to play against a team with a higher total power than you and hope that your team beats them in auto play. You could play it manually if you want to practice, and you know, sometimes you should. There was a few times before, back in my earlier years of Tsubasa, that I would like to play the leagues in manual, because I try to think of like strategies. Okay, how would I do this? Let me practice my white passes. Can this player pass over this player? And so on and so forth. But nowadays, you know, it's just a little bit faster to just do it on auto, and that's the way you actually get the most points. The most points. Now that there's a whole bunch of different ways for me to get my PvE going on, I don't tend to place league matches on manual, although I might, just for funsies. But nah, I want to focus a little bit more online so that I could bring you guys some of that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm gonna go with this one, and as you see, the reason why you're wanting to pick one that's higher than you in in terms of total power, because it'll give you league points up 10% up right here. If they were I think maybe 200k higher than mine, as opposed to like in the 100k range, this would have been 20% up. So the lower your team power and the higher the team power of your opponent will determine how much percent up you get. Now if I change this to manual mode, if I change this to manual mode right there, you see the deck points right here, and now it's only 4,050, meaning this entirety of my deck right here is the total amount of points that I will get per action and stuff like that at 4,050. So when you put it in auto, 8,100. Okay, so that's why you play it in auto. I'm gonna go ahead and play it, let it play, so you could see how sometimes in game could be a little silly when it's playing on its own, making some questionable passes, some questionable plays, and also so we can kind of observe what the screen looks like, because the same screen always loads up the same for any match that you're playing, whether it's PvE or PvP. It shows you the bonds up and everything, the stats up, and whether you get any debuff there. You saw I had a minus something or other. I only give them a -3 and stats down. They have 44% stats up. And right there is the stat minus 70% auto intercept, 20% of which applies to the entirety of the team, and 50% only to defenders. Already? What? You saw that? Let's see, where's that Roberto? I could have sworn that they have him as a what? Look at this. So there Roberto is green. He's a forward. A green forward, and he scored against my Super Dreamfest Genzo with the the color affinity against as a forward, which my goalkeeper boosts himself by 18%, yet my attacking midfielder with the color advantage, which is the OP player right now in Tsubasa, missed. Just know, as you're playing the game, like I said, some silly stuff is gonna happen. Some silly stuff is gonna happen. Not just in autoplay, not just watching your squad like, but as you play the game. Okay? And I'm gonna play one in manual. Maybe I'll try from the league ones then. I should play one in manual right here. And that's just to kind of show you gameplay elements and stuff like that. That's weird, man. You see that? He was at the forward position and he scored. Wow. Okay. So that's how the league works. Okay. You can go back to the league home screen or the play match. You see I didn't go up or down. I'm staying put according to this. Will always take the week's top league points. The week's top league points. Okay. So it's always going to be just whatever your highest is. And part of the reason, too, why you want to be doing your leagues is because as you're collecting league medals, even though these take forever and a day now to reset, that's a good way to start accumulating some of these as well when you're a newcomer. But your primary focus will be on collecting the 3 of these that you get every time this resets. You want to have these because you want to have as many of these as possible at all times. At all times. Well, not at all times, but right now that you're not really going to form a team. You're not going to form a powerful squad yet. It's going to take some time. Again, it's a marathon, not a race. There are shortcuts you can take, but that involves you going out to buy an account or whatever that's already ready to go and blah, blah, blah. But you know, that's up to you to find out how all of that works. I'm not going to get into it. I just know that it exists. Other than that, patience, okay? These are very important items and they're worth getting. So, do your leagues. All right. Now, when we go into the play match, and then you get a selection of 5 teams right here, and none of them seem satisfactory to you. I actually kind of want to play against this team. Let's see what this team has. When you go to that, if you want to check out your opponent's team, you can click on the analysis right here, and it'll take you to what they are fielding. Okay. This is the most powerful striker for Japan right now. Most powerful for AM. This one is pretty powerful too, but this one's the OP one, Tsubasa. This one not so much anymore. This one is pretty low. Look at the comparison. Defensive midfielder. Michael right here has 30,000 and intercept 29,000. This guy right here has tackle 24, intercept 24. This was a pretty old unit as well, even though it's a Dream Festival unit. This one that's a Dream Collection unit is much higher than this one right here. So you see, even when you're in the leagues, if you kind of want to get yourself an idea as to like, okay, what are the players looking like? You know, what are teams looking like? Let me check them out, blah, blah, blah. You could click on one of them, check out the analysis and see what's up, see what they have. Like, this is one of the more powerful Japanese defenders that is available right now. And the thing with this guy, you see, he boosts himself against Rising Sun players, which is a lot of these right here. And then Club Players Killer as well for the upcoming Club Meta as well. Auto intercept, auto block. And as you see, his stats are pretty impressive as well. Tackle 26, 25, 25. Not as high as this guy, but almost nobody is as high as this guy. That's the thing. Michael is like one of the strongest players in the game. So, why does this Jito look so low to me? It's tripping me out. I can't highlight him from here. Okay. That's weird. Okay, anyway. So yeah, there's that. I don't want to play against this opponent after all, so let's refresh it. Ooh. 60%. Let's see what this one has. Nice. Very nice. This is the one player card that I want right here. If I just had this card right here, it will make a world of a difference for my team. It would open up a different world for me if I had this one. Then I could play this guy as well. So, and I have something similar, and I'd be able to play something very similar to this. Whoa. Okay, let's play against this guy. Let's see if I get my butt kicked. Alright. So, for this sake, I'm going to start off. I usually like to start off with my players on balance. And then adjust to offense or defense depending on whether I start with the bar or not and stuff like that. A quick show of my team as well. Now you see this one is probably like my most outdated player right here. Okay. This guy is still good, but my only gripe with him, I like almost everything he has right here. My gripe with him is that when he comes across a character or a player that blocks some of my special skills, I have him with 2 tackles, and unfortunately he only has 1 intercept skill available, which is this one, the dynamic intercept S. He doesn't even have an A skill, which I wish he did, because then I would equip it here just for that purpose, not necessarily to use it. Any other intercept skill, please game, give me 1 more intercept skill for this guy, because once his intercept skill is blocked, that's it, he's done. He's getting passed over with the 1-2 skill, and that's it. Okay, we got this one. This one's a newer one. However, check this out, right? Like I mentioned, this guy is one of my older units, but still he's at tackle 24k, intercept 24. When he has sideline master right here, he increases by 20%. Okay, and then 20,000 speed, 20,000 technique. This one's a little bit higher than that, speed and technique. So, but what makes this guy strong or good is that he has this right here, 80%. This is like a permanent increase to the special skill force, so that 15% will apply to whatever these are. 445, so you get a 15% increase. 475, 15% increase. So he's been relatively doing pretty good for me. One thing that I just realized that I never explained in the stats is that, well, I mean, it doesn't matter so much nowadays in terms of like the way that it used to before, because before you were limited into how much increase you could do to your characters right here, right? So you'd have to be tactical about it. So if you wanted to get the maximum of your dribble, you had to invest in speed, because speed is connected through some sort of formula with increasing your in-game match stats of your tackle and your in-game match stats of your dribble. These physical attributes contribute to your attack and your defensive stats as well. Now, the reason why it doesn't matter explaining that as much now as it did before is because now you get, almost by boundary breaking 4, you get an automatic increase across all stats. But you know what? Okay, so like let's say then you are going to go online then, and right now you're not ready to build up a full power team where they're at boundary break 4. I got to stop thinking about that. I keep forgetting. Obviously, you're not going to be at this stage right away. So let's say you pull this character, and in one of my previous videos I mentioned, if you pull this character, you see, remember, all of these 2 intercept skills and these 2 tackle skills all come from different cards of Michael, of the character Michael. Okay, so when you first pull them, you're not gonna have access to boundary break 4. So since your limit break right here, your max would be 100. Then you're gonna have to decide with that 100 how you're gonna distribute them across these stats. So like let's say he's already pretty high offensively. Maybe you want to make him defensive focused if you manage to get the defensive skills for him. Okay, let's say, okay, well, Nako, I don't have the defensive skills for him, so I'm forced to use him offensively if I want to use him just because. Okay, then you're gonna want to invest maybe your full 25 into dribble and 25 into pass, 25 into, oh no, because you got to increase your shot and your power. So you have to look into how you want to distribute that exactly. So maybe do 20 dribble, 20 shot, 20 power, 20 technique, 20 speed, or something like that, you know. So there's different ways. I think there's limit breaking guides. If you go to Tsubasa.im, if you want to look at suggested limit breaks, I think they might have it per boundary break. It is possible, so check that out. Okay, Tsubasa.im. And then when you come across that website, at first it confused me. It tells me, oh, you're not using a device to cheat or anything for the game, correct? No, I don't think it even says correct. It just says like, oh, you're not using a cheat device for the game, right? And then I think I don't know, but just click on yes. Click on yes. Because I think at first I clicked on no. So I probably confused myself and it didn't let me in. You have to click on yes, okay? Okay, and then remember I talked about, look at that. 49,000. Wow, 39, 45. This is incredibly powerful once you get it to this. And you're not going to start seeing this as a beginner until like way later down the line. And as a returner, you might have had a decent squad at some point, but if you don't have them here, it's not even that. Even your decent squad, having them with the limit break 4 doesn't mean that it's going to elevate it to these astronomical numbers that you see here. So you're still I would still suggest that, I know some of you have been saying, oh, Naco, I'm getting wrecked online. What do I do? Well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know if I'd have to look at your team or what, just to see what's up, man. Because it's like, and see where you are in ranked and everything. And like, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I still say, like, returner, beginner. At this point, I still suggest just save up your dream balls till the anniversary, and then from there you have to like continue to do the events and all that stuff to increase your tamatsus, and then the anniversary big thanks tickets and everything like that will give you some filler cards that you'll be able to pull in. So I think you just have to, again, go through the marathon. Okay, so let's go ahead now and proceed with gameplay. I didn't really go over my team all that much. I just started like rambling on. You'll see what I do. You see. So I said that this one's low, this one's super high, and this one's just as high. Look at that. Look at that. Even this guy as an attacker is much stronger than this guy, right? My power is at 31,519. This one's at 29,486. So these two right here are direct. Oh, that's right. And I don't even use Instagram. I just have it installed. And I get stuff, but I don't use it. My bad. Hold up. I swear, the baseline on this when you're in the team selection is sick. Put on some headphones. Check that out. Like, oh, sick. All right. So what happens then is this guy's really good too defensively. This guy's mediocre. Look at that. Okay, 26,490 on the shot, and the power is only 25k compared to this guy. That's at similar stats, slightly lower, but he does well. And look, he's just as powerful as this guy, but this guy's pretty powerful in his own right. And it's all because a lot of these players, they gotta serve some kind of purpose in your team. Okay, and the hidden skills and stuff like that are gonna make a huge difference. Like this guy, really, his main purpose for being on the field is because of this guy. Because for this particular character, I feel that you need to have a 1-2 skill and a dribble. Anybody that you intend to attack with should have a 1-2 skill and a dribble, I think. Okay, so let's try and play a few games here, maybe one or two, see what kind of situations we come across, and see if I can explain things as they go along, so you can see how auto intercept works, so you could see how the percentage bar, I forgot to do that. I forgot to go to the settings to show you how to turn it on or off. But remember, rock, paper, scissors is what it supposedly says. But the game is a lot of RNG. A lot of games are RNG. You play Pokemon? Ever play Pokemon? That's why Thunderbolt is weaker, but it's 100% accuracy. But then you want to hit that Thunder and it's 70%, but it feels more like 40% accuracy sometimes. Anyway, all right. Okay, so in this case, okay, I forgot that I'm playing a league thingy in this time, not my own team. Okay, so I got into a matchup, right? And at first it was just this forward that's right here, but then all of a sudden this guy that was over here appeared right here for the matchup. And that's because this particular character card, as you can see, this is my first matchup opponent right here, Santana. That's what he has available. Oh, okay. And then you see here, there's two X's. I clicked on the character card, either my opponent's or my own, to bring up this screen that shows me all of the skills available. I could check the hidden skills from here as well to see what is active, what is not, see what they have, etc., etc. Okay. You see this one right here, that's flashing chance maker. Can adjust the position of one player with a certain range to pass through when selecting pass destination in a matchup. That only applies to certain characters. For now, the time being, the only characters are this Tsubasa. Well, almost all Tsubasas come with chance maker now in some way or another. This Michael is the first non-Tsubasa character to get chance maker, and the only card outside of any other Tsubasa that gets chance maker. This specific Michael card from the Dream Festival. So if by the time I release this, which right now is February 21st, I should be releasing it hopefully later tonight, if not tomorrow after work. If he comes increased rate up, then I would probably suggest that you pull. But you have to remember to set yourself a maximum, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there I go on another tangent. All right. So you have your shot stats right here. Pass stat 1, 2, and dribble. The pass stat and 1, 2 are always going to be identical, of course, because they're both considered passes. If you want to see, and see, you can see what you're up against, right? So right here, I'm up against Santana. I see that I block both intercept skills. He has the tackle skill. This guy, I clicked on counts. From here, I just clicked down below. You see this right here? So it shows me all of his stuff right here. He has a block, a tackle, and two tackles and 1 intercept skill available. I can't see my matchup stats against him unless I guess pretend or pick a dummy command just to go to the next matchup. So like, let's say I go dribble. Now it brings me to the next matchup. Oh yeah. So this guy, what he has is this hidden ability right here. Passive skill, I'm sorry, mark defense. When your teammate is in a defensive matchup, the player will join the matchup with the opponent player that they have been marking in the match as well. Except goalkeeper, maximum time reset at halftime at the beginning of the first half of overtime. So what that means is, like I said, on the field of play. You can't see it right here. Hold on. See down there, there's the field of play on the bottom left. My face is in the way. I'm going to have to move out of the way in a little bit. Oh, you know what? Can I do it from here? Yeah, hold on. Haha. Okay, so right here, this field of play, when you click on it, it shows you a closer look as to where everybody's at and what's up. Okay, he was down here. That mark defense means at the beginning of the match, he had me marked as a player that if I got into a matchup, a solo matchup, he would jump up and mark that guy. Okay, there's a way of how to use them. I'm not using them in my team right now, so I'm not going to explain it further. But you know, it's a unique passive that only him and recently another card has that as well. Okay, so let me get my ball stolen right here because most likely he's going to take it away from an intercept. I don't know if I want to do double dribble. So I think I'm just going to want to try and do a pass and see if it works out for me. So now whenever you have a player that has chance maker, you see this one is flashing. That's my passer skill right here. This one right here, the motion cross, is my passing skill. Oh, that's right. Remember I clicked on dribble right here. So I almost made that mistake. I'm going to go back. Keep in mind that if you were playing online, you would have had a timer and you definitely don't have this much time to make any kind of command. Obviously, we're playing PvE at this point and we're just trying to see what's up. So you see how I can move this guy along the field? Because of chance maker, it allows me to do that. So I just had to select the player and direct where I want the pass to go to. Whoops. No, I don't want it there. So in a case like this, I probably want to put him like right here. And then I want to send my pass maybe a little bit up ahead so I get a little bit closer to the matchup rather than directly to him. Because the last thing I want to do is send the pass directly to him right there, and then somebody else that's not in the crosshair of the pass comes up to me into another matchup that I don't want. I want to match up directly with that center back So I'm gonna send the pass closer to that. Oop, hopefully that's not too far ahead. It's just a little bit hard because I'm playing it on my cell phone. And I got the microphone in my face. Oh, what? Okay. So we could argue. Hey. You see? So that's where chance maker comes into play. We can argue that maybe your opponent did think you were gonna do 2 dribbles with that guy, with Michael, because Michael has that, his passive skill, and I probably didn't highlight it, gives them dribble range enhanced, which brings them like from right here. It would have brought him to like over no, it would have probably brought him up to like over here or something. So you know, my thing was here. He has, this guy right here has a passive that whoever gets his pass next gets an increase in you see right here, teammates get 3% special skill force for the next, oops, for the teammates get plus 3% special skill force for the next special skill used. Yeah. Anyway, so that 3% and then the 10% that comes from this right here, the combination special skill force, means I have a 13%. So as you see here, 536 is not my usual force. 469 is not my usual force. It's an increase. The reason why I wanted to get into a matchup here is because I wanted to take my chances in one of these activating. Special skill block. This one says it does not have a percentage. It's 100% unless they have a special skill block cancel. This one is 80%, so that just means a high chance. So there's a good chance that you could block 2, and in some cases, as you can see, I only blocked 1, the 100%. I wish I had blocked 2, so I would have less to worry about, but now I still have to worry about his intercept or his tackle or his block. The last thing I want is his block to be the one that is canceled out, because I'm more worried about trying to get this player inside of here somewhere. And also because this specific player has this penalty area shooter, where shots in the opponent's penalty area become unaffected by distance or angle. My plan here would be, it's either 1-2 to get into the area, or maybe try a dribble. And if I dribble, because I don't want this guy to catch up to me, I could drag my finger to make this guy go down a little bit right here. Maybe take the shot from here, because it doesn't matter if I shoot from here, if I shoot from here. Supposedly, according to his passive skill, the shot will be unaffected by distance or angle. And I tell you that because usually with any other player, when you have a shot that does not have that, like this guy right here, if I were to shoot from an angle or something like that, the momentum, just like in I guess they're trying to make sense of it through, like, you know, real life soccer, football, whatever. That naturally when you close off the angle, you know, it's a lot harder. You're like, closing off the angle or whatever. So it's a lot harder for somebody to score on you. So that's supposed to be the point. But according to this guy, because he's a penalty area master, that does not matter. So let's see what happens here. You can see that right here, his tackle stat is a lot higher than my dribble stat. So it makes me a little scared even to want to use my my dribble skill opposed to my 1-2 skill, because also I'm keeping in mind that with this guy, again, combination special skills are up plus 10%, and the 1-2 right here that this guy uses is, as you see by the two little guys right there, it's a combination special skill. Rock, paper, scissors. He selected block, but don't be surprised if you come across a time where somebody selects block and they still block, stop your 1-2 skill. On that one, I let it slow down a little bit, because if you saw, I clicked, there is a button up here. I have a shortcut assigned for my player, so that in the event that something like that happens, I'm usually ready for the shortcut, so I can be like, right? So I can take the shot like this, because sometimes that's all it takes. Split second between getting the shot off or getting into a matchup. And now with this type of thing, you see the little bar down here. I haven't been explaining it. The bar always shows the probabilities of an action occurring. Probabilities. Probability. Okay. Okay, so he decided to come across my Michael. I blocked his 2 passing. Oh no. Okay, a pass. Well, a 1-2 and the strongest dribble. So now he's left with the weakest dribble only, or he could attempt a shot. His shot is too far away. If you're shooting it from that far away, it's going to lose momentum on its way there. Unless, which this guy does have, this shot. The winning fire shot. I can't highlight it because I guess because it's my opponent's shot special skill. But that shot is so that momentum is not lost when shot from far away. But unless they have this passive skill or hidden skill that's called long range shooter, I think it does lose a bit of force, even though it doesn't lose momentum. But all that's going to indicate is that you can drop down your guard and settle for like a super weak catching skill or something like that, thinking that, oh, it's not going to score because he shot it from far away. Nah. I've scored. I remember I took one shot out of desperation, like I forgot how long ago was it, but it was with a Rivaul. And I knew that their goalkeeper was super low on stamina. And so I shot it from like almost from my penalty area. I got into a matchup on purpose because the time was running out. But if you get the shot off, the ref will honor it. The shot will make it all the way through. He didn't have any auto blockers or anything like that in the way to stop my shot, and he was only left with an A catch skill, and it was not enough to stop it, and I scored to tie it, and then I won in overtime. So, yeah, now there's a lot of things to consider. But if you can, whenever you can, try to use players that have shots with the blowaway effect. Those have increased RNG, in my opinion, and increased RNG in my opinion, and those are usually makes it easier to score with. Okay, there's a dangerous character card right here. When he has the ball, this zone end game specific. Less time remaining in the match, the more the stats increases max 20%. We said at halftime at the beginning of the first half and the second half. So right here you see we're at the quote-unquote minute 13:29. So there's still a lot of time left. So these stats are not as high as they can and will be. He also beats me in the fact that he's green right here and I'm blue. And these are the at an early stage of the match. So if I come across him again through another matchup, these stats are going to be higher the next time around. So this starts becoming more and more dangerous the more time passes by. So luckily I have 2 skill blocks that I have on them, and it activated. 80% chance to block 2 special skills or none, and I blocked 2. Dribble, range, enhance. Direct hotline is what I was talking about. Plus 3%. And then the stamina cost down when using a special force. So yay, he's pretty decent. Now this guy, if he manages to get by me, he's gonna get debuffed by the price of confused fight. Minus 7% of special skill force when your matchup opponent uses the next special skill after you lose that matchup. So if he decides to take the shot and it passes me because I don't have a block, I technically lost the matchup. And on his next one, even though his stats will be increased because of his end zone game specific passive, at least he will still be carrying that debuff until the next time, right? So I like this Matsuyama. He's pretty decent, except as you can see, comparable in stats, he is not that where I would like for him to be. Not where I would like for him to be. But the increase in the momentum right here makes him kind of more usable. This guy, okay, also blocked something, so maybe he shot it from far away. And if he decides to shoot, you see this guy is much stronger than that Matsuyama. He might have a chance to stop it. Now, you want to start making a plan so that in case you do end up with the ball. If I end up with the ball, in this case, I feel like I have to hurry up and get it away from here, because you can see the center field right here, the midfield is jam-packed with his players. So if I get the ball here. If I get the ball here, maybe I want to try and go up here and go over here just to get it out. I don't think that I want to go. I could go down here, but this guy is a direct counter to this guy right here, because not only is he the blue color versus red, he has he has a passive that increases his stats against attacking midfielders. So he will get a stat increase on top of his color advantage. So those are just some things that down the line you're going to learn to remember, because it's going to affect how you get into matchups, what matchups to avoid, where do you have favorable matchups, and so on. Okay? Let's see how it plays out. You see that probability though? Totally throws off my plan, because as you see, the probability showed my pass had a good chance of going through. I told you guys what my plan was beforehand. I'm gonna pass it over here, up there, and then pass it going this way, and it didn't work out that way. Even though my pass stat is rather nice for that. He's one of the most powerful cards there is, Michael. One of the most powerful cards he is. And oftentimes when I've been playing these PvE ones, I've been losing the ball like that. It's been kind of frustrating, because that's the way that I like to play, by passing over players, man. Okay, so right here, I click back on the field, okay? Don't forget. I'm clicking on the field that's over here, okay? So I want to see, where is it that he shot it from outside the penalty area. So my goalkeeper, he's supposed to have forward killer plus 18%, and then the fact that he has this safety zone, stamina consume minus 20%, special skill force plus 5% when using special skills against shots from outside the penalty area, which he is, and it is active. You can confirm that it is active down here. Okay, so as you can see, my catch stat is 81,591, 62,333. Now everything tells me right here I'm beating him by almost 20,000. The most logical thing here is because of the fact that he's shooting from the outside and I have the minus 20%. I should be going. You see, the thing is that I like to take risks sometimes, because I like to save as much stamina as possible just in case of whatever. And I know it's a 20k difference, so I think I'm going to take the risk with... but he does have the increase in momentum though, and it could blow me away at any time. Nah, you can't really mess around with the Santana, so I'm going to take the risk with Z equals SGG catch. Okay. 67% of me stopping it. And I forgot to oh my goodness. Yeah. I forgot to show off what would happen with his passive. So my goalkeeper, and this goalkeeper as well, he has this thing called long feed. So if you stop the ball, the pass automatically goes to whoever's the farthest that is closest to the midfield without passing it. This is important and very good, because a lot of goalkeepers seem to have it now, but some still don't. And that's because back in the day, it was super annoying when you get saved by your goalkeeper and then he would pass it to like a defender that's like right here instead of the guy that was wide open over here, and then he's surrounded by all kinds of people, and then you can't get the ball out, and then you lose it right away, and blah blah blah. And that was terrible, man. It was so annoying. But look at us now, 5 years in. All right, so right here, this particular card, the main thing that I like about him is that he has a stamina killer, and that affects cards. Does this one have full body stand? No, I don't think so, right? Nah, but oh, Rising Sun Player Killer. And then Price of Confused Fight. I actually pulled for this guy, man. He didn't pop out. I don't like him now. Okay, so he's quite strong. I still have the color advantage. And I probably want to get the ball to this guy right here. The other thing this guy has, you see that little bar down here. All these little bars indicate how much stamina they have remaining. You have to keep that in mind as well, because when you're trying to make plays and stuff like that, well, you don't want to run out of stamina and not be able to do anything. So here's the thing. This particular Santana has a passive that's called Tenacity. Tenacity allows you, I think I've reviewed it, that it allows you to use blah 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 with regular force. So now I could do two things here. I can try and dribble. If I get past him, this guy's gonna be offside. If I try and go for the 1-2, I'll probably end up right there somewhere. So I'll probably be able to pass the ball to him without going offside. So my thing is I want to get it here, but at the same time I kind of want to take a shot here, not from here. But if I do the 1-2, instead of taking the chance to score with him, if I use him, then I'll stamina drain him by 30%. So then on my next shot attempt, the lower their stamina, I believe, the lower, supposedly the lower your stamina of any special skill that you use, the force drops slightly. It doesn't show it. It will always show you the regular force. Like, this will always show us 540. This will always show us 540 on my shot. But I think that supposedly, according to the game, it would tell you that the lower stamina, then you would start, your skills would drop a little bit. And I think I've seen that with goalkeepers. That when you first take a shot at them, they have higher chances of stopping you. But once you get them down to like one of their last saves or whatever, then they're hoping for RNG, because a lot of times you see that probability shift. Okay, so enough talk, let's go. I'm going to take my chances here. Oftentimes when you're playing against the CPU, they'll guess correctly. But there's times also that for some reason, whenever you get down here close to over here, they just love going for block. They love going for block. I'm going to use not fast enough. And I probably should have centered myself and stuff, but I wanted to show you. Look at how fast you got to be sometimes. Look at how fast. But at that point, there was nobody there. And my shot, you're going to see I'm a little bit angled right there. There was nobody in the center. The shot, I needed to scroll down a little bit more, just to be able to have a better shot. You want to be more in the center than at an angle. It's more centered, not angled, so that you could get better probabilities of scoring. And that's what I probably should have done, just to showcase. Oh, you see where you got the ball? So that's probably what I should have showcased. But I tried to showcase my speed, and it didn't work out. It did not work out. Now, you heard that, right? You heard the sound of some kind of sound, and then you hear like my captain yell out like "Ixo," right? So now you see the full power thing down here is active. That means I can use that now. My suggestion for full power, right here, first half, we're at 31 minutes. Usually around the 30-ish mark is when I'll decide to use it or not, and depends on the situation. Like right here, my goalkeeper's already low. His is not as low. So if I were playing PvP, I would have to decide on a couple of things. One, well, I don't want him to score on me, and I don't want him to take a shot on me right here. And since it's still close to the 30-minute mark, absolutely yes, I'm going to use my full power. Because whenever you choose to use full power, if you use it late and the half runs out, you lost it already. You lost it. So in certain situations, in certain occasions, you could consider it a win. If, like, let's say I use my full power right now and then I mount a counter attack over here, my opponent's already low on stamina over here, right? In PvE, if you manage to force your opponent to use their full power at the very end because they're desperate to try and stop you so that they don't score on them, that could be big sometimes. Okay, for right now, it's a bad matchup for him. Unless this character right here, he has stamina cost down, minus 25%. And if he were to activate, if he activates his full power with this hidden skill, you will win a matchup if your winning percentage is 30% or higher, and you have the advantage when you and your opponent choose special skills during full power football. except goalkeeper max 3 times reset at halftime at the beginning of the first half of overtime. So, like, let's say for example, if right here he chooses, if I were to choose intercept on all of them because I thought he was going to use this, the Germanic 1-2 header to get by all 3 of us, and let's say I decided, you know what if he tries to dribble all 3 of us, so I'm going to use tackle. With that passive, easy win, he'll get through me. As long as he has full power active. Okay, let's go. Go with technical defense. My sideline master did not activate because I'm way away from the sideline. This guy, the sideline master here, 20% is going to increase right here. Up to right here. Over here, same thing. Okay. Alright, why not? Sure, let's go. Alright, where am I going to go with the ball if I steal it? Okay. Probably my best bet right now is to go with this guy and get into a matchup with this guy. Let's see what happens. You see, look at my problem. Okay, well, at least I ended up with the ball. No! Okay. Whew. Not what I wanted to do exactly, but okay. So now, as you saw, my probability of winning was really high, but instead of winning the matchup, we encountered an RNG moment, and then I ended up with the ball at least to the player where I wanted to send it to. However, since I wasn't necessarily fully prepared for it, I was like, okay, where am I going? 2 intercepts on a tackle. His intercept is okay. 69,000. Oh my goodness. You see that? 7269 compared to what I have. Now I can try and score right here where he has the dribble ranger has ×4 and the matchup win bonus, and the fact that he's at least color neutral to this goalkeeper, and he's an AM. He negates the 18% increase to forwards. So, but this guy is capable of scoring too. So I don't know. Do I want to try and enable him, or try and go for it myself? Let's take our chances with the 1-2 skill. Oh, but my dribble skill is higher. Not the stats though. I'm gonna test my speed again. Okay, let's see where I'm at. So you can see what's kind of like the difference between like boom, 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 like right away. Ah, too fast. I didn't even make it inside the penalty area. See, I should have paid a little bit more attention. So that's going to negate some of the point of me increasing my stats right here. Most likely I'm not going to send them flying. Yeah, I didn't even make it inside the penalty area. But there's a chance. As long as you have a blowaway effect, there's a chance. But he didn't score. Most likely I would have increased my chances if I were in the penalty area. I thought I was going to make it. Oh, no. Okay, so now let's see if I could go with the direct counter. Did I make it inside? I don't know. You see, and I forgot right there, depending on where you get the ball sometimes, that little bit of invincibility that you get, depending on where you got the ball and where you started from, the longer you will last. So right there, I was like, not even at the midfield, and I got the ball, and you saw I kind of went untouched. Oh, because he's low on stamina. You see, I decreased his stamina, so he didn't use his most powerful skill, right? Yeah, so I had a... But when you were at... If you saw where I recovered the ball at, I would have been at... I would have... about 5 seconds? No, I think that's too long. Maybe 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And then boom. Calculate your shot like that. If you're going to do something like that. For the sake of this video, since I'm showing you the gameplay, well, I guess I might as well make some subs here. regardless of the outcome, right? So in every game, you're allowed up to 5 subs at one time. And 3 subs right now, you're still allowed 2 subs later. 5 subs in total. My bad, y'all. 5 subs in total. Now, what this is gonna do, get creative with your teams. So, like, let's say for example, well, this Santana isn't scoring for me right now, so let me make a few changes. I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna bring in this guy right here. That's 1. Then I'm bringing in this guy for this guy. That's 2. I'm gonna lose my auto intercept enhance, but okay. Then I'll bring in this guy right here. That's fine. It wouldn't make sense in most circumstances to make some of the subs that I'm making now. Okay? In most circumstances. The reason why I say that is because right now the color advantage would be the blue shooters against this guy. Now, usually there's like a button right here that allows you to analyze what your opponent is carrying with them, so you could see if they have the same goalkeeper or they have something else or whatever. In this case, I'm playing leagues, right? I'm still in the league match, right? So, when you're playing a league match, most likely they're not going to make a sub. They're not going to sub for another goalkeeper or anything like that. In this case, if my opponent did not carry another goalkeeper, which most of the time in the higher ups, you're gonna have people who have at least a decent sub. This is my decent sub. You know what? Let me change it right now. Why not? Oh wait, that means I need to make a change right here. That's right. 1, 2. No wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can't make that sub. Okay, let me sub this guy back in. This one doesn't count against me because this guy was in the field already to start off. Just that when I first took him out, I did it wrong. I didn't necessarily want to sub out my goalkeeper, but for the sake of this, to show you for the gameplay and differences, because this guy right here, this is my biggest fear, that this guy's going to try and score me, and this guy could kind of stop him, at least way more often than this one, because of the color advantage. And let's see. Wow, it's kind of a big difference. But anyway, so this guy has a color advantage, but he also gets at least that 20% increase right there. So, you know, I think he could kind of stop him. And so if my opponent doesn't change his goalkeeper and he still stays with this one in there, well, you know, now I'm bringing in some blue support and whatever. And my plan with this team that I put together is that in the second half, if I have to, then yeah, I bring them in so that I still have these 2 guys with their 30% stamina killer. Try and tire out my opponent's goalkeeper for the second half, and then just have shooters ready to go, and this guy and this guy. And this guy towards the end of the match is pretty powerful. Let me give him some more support over here. This guy, I'll put him right here. Alrighty. Normally you get about 60 seconds. 60 seconds to make your subs. So that's why you want to plan beforehand at the type of subs that you have available, so you could kind of like, you know, adjust according to certain situations or whatever. Okay. So now let me just kind of play the game, okay? Let's see what happens, because I've been talking for way too long. It's going to be an hour already, my goodness. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go through. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's going to take a little while before you reach this type of level, okay? So now I explained way too much on the first half. Now let's see if I can minimize it for the second. Okay, so see, he has that. No 1-2, but he has a dribble and a pass. Nobody favorable for him to pass it to, so he might want to dribble. And if I tackle, this is my closest pass right here. I don't want to pass it up through here because I don't trust passing over players right now. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, he passed over me. Just don't pass it to Tsubasa, please. No, I wanted my defenders to come out a little bit. Okay, well, hopefully this is enough to stop. Oh man, Hopefully this is enough to stop his 1-2. Normally, you're not going to come across this type of situation when you're playing online unless a player gets desperate. Especially not with this player, especially not with this shot. That shot is meant for power up close. It is not a distance shot. It is not a long distance shot. Man, but he still couldn't stop it with his auto block. Okay, 43,000, 77,000. He already sent 2 of my players flying. He's way too far. Let me see if I could take a risk here. It's almost 30. Oh, 34,000. Oh, yeah. See, this guy does not have long feet. Ugh, and he passes to a defender. No. Ah, bad pass. What a bad pass. See what I'm saying? This is where long feet comes through. He passed it right here to this guy instead of like somewhere over here. I would prefer he passed it right here so I could go over here, but no. You had to go up there. So most likely I'm going to lose the ball right here. So, oh well. Unless RNGs. RNG biz, save me please. Come on RNG. Go in my favor please. Come on RNG. Please go in my favor please. Come on RNG. Let's go in my favor. I didn't think so. Not against that guy. Okay. When you come across situations like these, you know, you got to keep in mind, what does your opponent have? You see this guy is slightly offside right here, right? You see it, right? So he can pass here or here, but it's a dangerous pass for him to send it right here. So, okay, good. Wow, I can't believe he's that high up there in stats, considering he's a player with full body stand. Wow. Stamina cost down. I pulled for him, man. I really wanted him to. I can't believe it. Okay. Jeez Louise, I'm not going to be able to stop a pass if that's what it goes. Ooh, I can't even stop the dribble. See? Even though I guessed it, he's just too powerful because that full body stand and his increase in momentum or skill force just makes it too powerful for my players right now. And of course, especially this one. This one's kind of old too. So I'm definitely not going to be able to. But, joke's on you, bud. I know it's just a CPU, but at this point, he used up 3 skills for his 3 skills right now. So his full body, oh yeah, but he has stamina reduction. Jeez. So his special skills are still pretty powerful. Look. Over 500. Look at that. These still over 500 and my highest ones are 400 something, man. Okay. So in a normal situation, he's probably looking to get past me or something so he can get it to anybody he wants. In this case, this goalkeeper, his biggest weakness is this player right here with the flying drive overhead kick, because he boosts himself against ground shots and volley shots, but not against header shots. If I were to end up with the ball, oh no, I don't want to go there. Oh man, it's a risk right there. One of these two guys, but I don't know where I would want to go, man. Okay. His shot stat is not that high, that's why you're seeing this right here. And then the fact that he decided to go with the shot, and my player has shot killer. So even though I went with an intercept, I have enough. Oy. Oy. Okay. So Now the music changes during the second half once it reaches the 30-minute mark. That's an indicator that like, hey, hurry up. Match was about to end. That's when it starts getting a little intense. You're like, I love this song. I remember this song when I first started playing the game and all that stuff would be replaying over and over and over in my head. Just because I really fell in love with it. Okay, so how do I want to try to pass this guy? Because I have dribble, range enhance, 1-2 range enhance. So I have two ways of getting from here to all the way over here, whether I dribble him or try and go with the 1-2. However, let's see. 465, 440. Oh yeah. 480, 420, 465. Okay. His tackle skills are higher in fours, but his intercept. I'm higher than him in intercept and pass, whereas he's higher than me in tackle and dribble. Does that mean I'm going to win? No. But remember, I have full power active. Full power active. I have easy win active. So in a way, my stats right here don't matter as much. All that matters is that I win the matchup. So is he going to guess me or not? Let's see. Whoa, I got it. Oh, he has auto in. Oh, that card right there. You saw that? So that card right there. Let me explain. This card right here, he has auto intercept enhance. But because, well, I no longer have that red guy that was down here, but this club guy that I just had the ball and I left him with the ball, he has 50% reduction to auto intercept. That's why that's the type of risk that I'm telling you that I like to take. I like to try and pass over cards and stuff like that because then it gives me into this wide open situation right here. Which I'm just going to bring the ball down and see if my shot stat, I don't think it's going to be high enough, but maybe RNG comes through. Maybe because of stamina killer. You know, I force him to use a weaker catching skill because he can't. Oh, my full power ran out and I wasn't paying attention. I should have done it faster. Anyway, we'll see. All right. I know for a fact that I didn't score here because for my character card, that specific shot has a different animation when you score. It's not a generic one. So now he could come up with his counter right here, 41 minutes. And this card in particular has the ability. Oh, he kind of messed up though. But he has the ability to get himself right away over here. And so even though he has 44 minutes right here, is the last second of the game, the last play. Let's assume that he had gotten into a one-on-one matchup. If he defeats me and he ends up somewhere over here, there's a chance that the ref is going to allow him to play it out to get his shot. Because it wasn't at 45 minutes yet. Okay, but in this case, well, he doesn't, I don't even know if he has full power active, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Unless RNG Biz helps him, Raher. We'll see. Unless RNG Biz helps him right here, I said. Oh, he shot it right away. Didn't want to take any chances at the ref calling it. You see, but you saw that. You saw what that did. He went from right here all the way over here. Why? You saw the probability. I had the higher probability of stopping him. I guessed correctly. My probability was higher, but that's what the game is. Even though it tells you, oh, rock, paper, scissors, rock. Yeah, but it's RNG, man. You just got to face it. You got to accept it, and you just got to roll with it, and that's it. You really have no other choice. So you could have the almightiest powerful team. You can guess correctly and all this stuff. RNG is still the king of this game. But again, I love playing competitive Pokemon. It's been a minute, and I'm working on it, so I could do that kind of content too. But RNG was a major factor. Sleep powder, it could miss. Hypnosis had a high chance of missing, and a lot of people lived on Hypnosis with Gengar and Dream Eater and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they're risks that you know what they are, and sometimes you're taking it, sometimes you're not. So sometimes it's gonna play out your way, and sometimes it's not. If you played sport, sometimes the ball bounces your way, and sometimes it doesn't. It happens. Sometimes that easy shot that you should have stopped slipped right through your fingers. I hated those. Someone where you feel you had every angle covered, blah, 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 and boom, they make you with a quick toe shot. I hated those. It happens, man. It happens, okay? Right here, he shot at me from a decent spot because this particular goalkeeper does not have a safety zone. So I don't get like an increase in stats from the fact that he's shooting from outside the penalty area. But I have this active, 20%. So his shot stat is pretty good right there. So I'm not really going to take a risk with the higher, with the lower grade catch. And instead I'm going to go with this highest catch. Especially knowing it's the last shot of the game. And the game could still deny me this and still reward him with the score at 34.2% chance of scoring. So let's see what the game decides. You see? What I tell you. I'm actually glad that happened. I'm super happy that happened because I wanted you to see that. Look at how I was just denied the win. I had done everything right at that moment on the last one. I guess maybe what I should have done in hindsight. But you know what? I didn't think about it too much, but because I'm over here, I'm trying to provide the commentary and blah, blah, blah. If I had noticed a little bit more, if I had paid attention a little bit more to the time when I had that shot opportunity towards the end, right? I could have killed some time. I could have killed some clock. I could have milked it. Instead, I didn't. I went for the shot because I was still trying to showcase my speed and blah, blah, blah. And then from there, what ended up happening, you know, I took the shot. He did the long feed. Long feed got to that striker. And what's funny is that he could have gotten even close to the goal if not for the fact that, if you remember, he started like dribbling like this and then he went upwards like this instead of continuing forward progress. I don't know why the computer did this and then went up and had 3 in the matchup. RNG helped them. Whoop. Went right over all my players. All 3 in the matchup. All 3. And then what happens? A super quick shot. That's why you want to get good at, you know, taking out the shot right away. But I'm curious if with him, how long his invincibility seconds would have lasted. But the thing is that I imagine the CPU was like, screw that. I'm not going to allow the ref to call the game here. So I'm taking the shot as soon as possible. And boom. You see, sometimes you got to do that. And look, boom. Sometimes you're rewarded, even though you saw the percentage was, I'm not going to say extremely low. Because, hey, if you're entering a contest or something like that, if I told you, hey, man, I'm gonna do a raffle, and you have a 30% chance of winning a gift card that's gonna give you 200 dream balls for your account, blah 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 blah. You take those chances, right? 30% is a good chance of winning. Obviously, this is not a raffle. Obviously, even though the game tries to play itself off as rock paper scissors, you see that even though that is true to a certain extent, there's a bunch of wacky RNG that happens. The only way that I can justify it is that there's been times that, you know, it doesn't, I feel that in some cases it's not happening as much as before, because I have noticed a few more often have I noticed that I'm seeing more of the blue 100% when you win the matchup. I'm seeing more of that. But there's still those times where you're gonna see that, like you saw in my white pass. It's called the white pass when you send a pass anywhere on the field, like you know, through the field, as opposed to using entering a matchup with a special skill. You know, a white pass. And you guys saw that my all-powerful Michael. Let me show you. My all-powerful Michael with a very nice pass stat that should have passed over. They also had Santana, right? So I have with my Michael right here. 30,514 is my pass stat right here. This Santana intercept 27,308. My probability was really high. It's not like if I pass it from so far away. Oh, and that's the other thing too. When you make a white pass, it loses momentum. So if I'm trying to do a white pass from down here all the way over here, it's going to lose a lot of momentum along the way. And as it goes through all those people, it's not going to get through. But you saw at the beginning of the match with Michael right here, I did the chance maker and I got one of my players in a favorable position, and I passed over like 3 or 4 of their cards because I used a special skill for pass. So that's different from a white pass, okay? What else? Oh yeah, even though some wacky stuff happens sometimes, I still have a lot of fun with the game. Now that I'm getting back into the, feeling better, little by little, I've been getting back into playing online. And it's funny because there was times when I was thinking about, I should create content because my wife would be like, dude, what's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, it's because I'm getting into the game. And the RNG was driving me crazy. Since I'd be like, come on, man. Come on, game. Why you taking it away from me? Like, man, I was playing so good. Blah, 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 blah. I would do that sometimes with some expletives here or there because I am human after all. I'm not some robot. And yes, like I said, it's just that there's ways to communicate and just relay messages to other people without the need for expletives. So that's why I try not to really have I don't think I've really cursed, if ever, on any of my videos, but I am human. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I go up to my friends, hey, what's up, fellow acquaintance, or what's up, friend, how have you been doing this whole time? And I'll be like, what's up, B? You know what I'm saying. What up, B? How's it going, G? What's cracking? What's crackalacking? But my point being that I'm finding the joy in playing online again. I need to get myself to where I need to be at because my team is not because I'm trying to toot my own horn, but it's too powerful for it to not be in a higher rank than I am in right now. And I brought this back up from I had slacked it, and I had gone down a lot on rank. And as I was working my way up, I got a lot of forced disconnects and a lot of people that just quit because, that's what I'm saying. I can't produce quality online content if I'm at a rank right now where people are going to see my team and kind of give up if I score a goal. So again, I'm not saying I'm unbeatable. By all means, not at all. I already got, when I went back up to platinum my first game, I got my butt handed to me, or I tied or something, but I did not win. That's for certain. So, I know it's going to get tougher. Maybe now in platinum I'll be able to do some PvP videos there because, it probably is a little bit more over my skill range. I remember when I made it to Superstar and I played a few matches and I was like, wow, these guys are at another level. So, I don't know that I'm at that skill, but I like this team that I have put together. Mostly because of the auto intercept reduction, which is what helps me, I feel, right here. But at the same time, again, when you're going to see that those white passes are getting intercepted really easily, it's going to make things a little bit harder too. Okay, so this video was a lot longer than I expected, but I hope that it helped cover a lot of ground, a lot of stuff to see. In the next one, I'll record a more fluent video so you can kind of see how things flow. In this case, I stopped a lot. I tried to explain a lot. Tried to explain the field of play. I didn't even highlight manual defense and how that works. The fact that nowadays you're allowed to affect the trajectory of your defenders when they're on the field of play when you do not have the ball, which helps you because sometimes you're trying to set an offside trap or something like that, and then your defenders, they start acting a little wacky and they start going backwards in a way where you do not intend them to go, which puts somebody in the center of the field clearly onside because your defender all over here on the sideline is like, what? So this guy will be up here and this guy will be up here, but then the action is happening over here, and this guy for whatever reason will start backing up over here, and then it opened up a guy right here, and it's completely onside because Buddy over here decided to start heading back for some reason, So yeah, and I didn't really explain or try and I mean I was just clicking on it, but where my face is, you didn't get to see how I was adjusting, pressing on defense, pressing on balance, pressing on offense. So there's still a few more things to detail, but for now The new news are coming, and I want to see what's up. And like I said, this video is a lot longer than I expected, so I'm going to call it right here. Okay. Hope this information helps you. Hope that it wasn't too overwhelming, and we still didn't even go through over all the passives and everything like that. But there's always stuff to check out. You can always read what's up, and whenever a player comes out, and again, check out analysis and all that stuff. We'll see tonight what kind of new stuff is coming. Maybe they announce Dreamfest, maybe they don't, maybe they just announce another banner, maybe they announce a mini Dream Festival, and then we'll go over that if they do. But we'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for coming down. I appreciate all of the support, all of the love, all the comments, everything. I truly do. I appreciate that some of you are getting enthusiastic about helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate that excitement, dude. Like, I've been seeing the numbers kind of like climb up a little bit these last few days, and it's actually like, it feels good to feel like I am providing kind of like a service in a sense to the community, especially because this game, like I said, I have a lot of fun with it, and there's a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of stuff to look through. And I'm on part 6, and a lot of them are like an hour or so plus. Like, yikes, right? My bad. But, I'm just trying to be as detailed as possible and hopefully as helpful as possible. Okay? So, thank you. As always, please practice kindness. Let's be respectful of each other. Let's be responsible. Let's try and show compassion. Let's show empathy. A lot of people, we all have our own struggles and stuff, right? Sometimes it might be easier to just make fun of somebody, and you got to just know with who you can and who you cannot. But let's show that compassion and empathy for others, so that people know we acknowledge that they're there, we acknowledge their existence, we acknowledge their pain, we acknowledge their happiness, we acknowledge them, and I acknowledge you. So please take care of yourself, take care of each other with much love and peace. Till the next video.